And so, you know, get it to that rare 130 much. I'm glad.
I'm getting emotional eating this. That's how good this is. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Theo Williams back at it again for another delicious episode of America's Best Restaurants. Today, I am in Vinita, Oklahoma at Piguet's Primetime, where I heard they have a stunning prime rib to eat here, as well as something called cowboy candy and an amazing bread pudding. But we're going to get to that in a little bit, but it looks like I have a friend already waiting for me here.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Piguet. Welcome to Piguet's Primetime. Welcome to my 80 acres. This is my actual home here.
Wow.
You'll notice my house is just directly down the road here. I tell everybody it's like you're coming to my house to eat. We have, as I said, we have 80 acres here. I raise my own cows. Vinita, Oklahoma is in northeast Oklahoma, and you know, it's a big part of kind of the Midwest. As you can tell by the temperature today, it's got, you know, the climate is warm. It's cold in the winter and hot in the summer, but, you know, it's just a good, wholesome area. This property that we're on here, we you know, are emphasize the grass and the ability to grow good beef. We have kind of what we call a Bermuda fescue mix, and that's real important for, you know, cattle to grow and prosper on. And whenever I put the restaurant in place, I thought, oh, it would be really nice to have this in front of this pretty pond. And so that's kind of how we set the scenario up and why we put the building right here.
Well, I got to admit, this is very picturesque. This is like something off of television, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here and I'm looking at your houses right there, and you're telling me also some of the cattle that you guys use for the restaurant is actually grown on your property.
Right.
So basically, when you're saying farm to table, you're not talking about somebody, you're talking about literally a half of a mile.
Right. Yes. Well, my cows, they will have their calves right here, and the cattle will be born here. We'll raise them. I'll feed them through the winter. We take good care of them, and then when they're big enough to be on their own accord, I'll let them kind of grow and mature, because good beef has to be mature. And when those calves are about 18 months old, I will put them on feed, or about a year old, and I'll feed them till they're about 18 or 20 months old. And I feed them up right by my house. I see them every day. I take care of them every day. And so I know what they're being fed. I know how they're being raised. I take good care of my cows, and that all results into a good product at the end.
Well, I'm sure I'm going to have some delicious product in a hot minute, because I've heard a lot of great things about your food here. But, you know, tell me why this land is so special to you.
Well, my husband had this property before he and I married, and it was one of those things that, you know, it's in a tremendous setting. It's very close to town, but it's still rural. You know, it still gives you that feel of being out in the country.
Yeah.
80 acres is not a huge, big area, but
sounds like a lot to me.
Yeah, if you're in a city scenario, it is, but it's just very workable for me. It makes a very workable ranch type scenario for me to be able to, you know, suffice local sourcing, my own sourcing here into the restaurant, and let those people feel like they're actually a part of this ranch itself.
Definitely. Well, I mean, honestly, at this point, I feel like I'm a part of it too. Mm-hmm. You know, this is a very welcoming land that you have here, and it's a very beautiful setting. I mean, you have all these chairs and stuff set out here. I would love to just get myself a nice dish and just hang out, you know, with the water right behind me, get the nice breeze behind you, just hang out.
You will have a beautiful sunset. It sets right over those tree canopy right there, and we've had some very picturesque. We had weddings out here as well. We will set tents and things for it, so we can do the whole venue. But it makes a very, very nice setting because it is away from town. You don't have the noise, you don't have, you know, all of those things, and it makes a beautiful evening setting. And so we're looking real forward to, as the temperatures get cooler, we've got fire pits. We hope people sit out here on the porch and visit, and just, you know, I want this to always feel like a place to come, not just to eat, a place to come and enjoy. And that's another entity that this outside kind of encompasses too.
Well, I can tell you right now, I'm absolutely enjoying being out here, getting the nice grass and the water behind me and seeing your ranch back there. But you know what I really want to enjoy right now?
You want something to eat?
I want some food, yes. So
we can fix that. We can fix you.
Well, I'm ready. Let's go. All right, guys. So right now I'm inside here at Piguet's Primetime. we just had a nice conversation with Carolyn. You know, you showed us your beautiful property outside, and it's, you know, just amazing out there. And how blessed you are just to have such a beautiful property. But right now we have some delicious food right in front of me. So I'm gonna ask you some questions, but first tell me what I have in front of me right now.
Well, we're really excited to offer these things to you because these are the favorites that were listed that people really like to come to Piguet's Primetime to take part of, and it makes us proud because they're kind of our own entity. And so you're going to be enjoying some of our prime rib. It's a very popular dish for us. As we've talked about before, you know, we have local raised. I raise a lot of our own beef, and everything's in-house. And so, you know, that's good old America right there. That's a good piece of red meat. And we slow roast that and get it to that rare 130-degree scenario. We really spend a lot of time in taking care of quality. You know, beef quality makes a huge difference, and so that I think shines through in with what we're doing. And I hope you can taste that as well.
I can. Carolyn. Carolyn, I love you.
Thanks.
This is a thing of beauty.
Well, thank you so much. I'm glad.
I'm getting emotional eating this. That's how good this is. First off, I can taste the quality of the meat in this prime rib.
Right.
I can tell that this is not overly processed. This is locally sourced.
Mm-hmm, yes.
You know, you're comfortable with the meat and the flavor. You have the perfect seasoning. You're not trying to do too much with it, but it comes off beautiful. I mean, this is a beautiful cut of steak. You got the perfect temperature, perfect cook on this, and this is amazing. Guys, seriously, you gotta try it. This is so good.
Well, we talk about, you know, I'm real proud of the beef that we do offer, and it's real important to me that I can have a lot of my own beef present. I talk about the breeds that I use, which are Hereford Angus cross with a Wagyu emphasis on there, and that increases our marbling, it increases our texture, it increases the flavor. We don't want to do anything with that integrity.
When you talk about integrity, I mean, this is amazing.
Good. I'm glad. That makes.
How long was this? How long did you roast this for?
Well, it's got a sear at the first point, which is a higher temp, and then we just roast it to get to that 130 max. It took about 6 hours. I have really good equipment, and it's very, very proficient. And I always say, if you have good quality meats and you've got good quality equipment, those two things go together. But we get a lot of people who say it's some of the best prime they've had.
I just want to give you a hug right now.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
That's how good that is. That is amazing, Carolyn.
You're right.
Now, before I move on to trying some of these, because I'm really interested in trying this. I mean, honestly, it's making me sad just putting this out of my face because I just want to devour all this right now. But, you know, this place means a lot to you, though.
Yes, it is. It's like we talked about earlier, it's on my 80. I built this on my own home property. My house is just a few feet down the road from here. And I tell everybody that comes, it's like you're coming to my house to eat. Definitely. And that's important to me. I'm very, very transparent because I love people through food. Mm-hmm. I've always done that. And so this is just great for me because I have people all the time come in that I've never met, and I feel like when they leave here, I've got new friends.
Absolutely.
And I value good quality, I value flavor, I value those things, and people do the same. And they can tell that through what they're getting, and they can tell through, you know, my heart that that's what we're trying to acquire.
Definitely. So. One thing I often tell people, particularly with us here at America's Best Restaurants, you know, a lot of times people tend to look at restaurants as just businesses. But America's Best Restaurants, we like to go to places where it's not just a business, it's an extension of your home. And I definitely get the sense of that from you here in this location, here at Piguet's Primetime. This is an extension of your home. Like that prime rib that I just had, it is tender. I mean, literally just melts in your mouth tender. Flavor's on point, cooked on point, and you can tell that there's love in the dish. Right. I mean, you can tell there's love in the dish, and that is very important.
Well, it's like we were talking earlier, you know, the restaurant business is hard. It's it takes a lot of effort. I put a lot of hours in it, but there are labors of love there. I don't mind spending the extra time and taking the extra steps because I know at the end of it, just like what you've said, you can tell that through the flavor and the things.
Absolutely. So what I got right in front of me right now?
Well, this has become a hit quite accidentally, but it's become a huge hit. It's one of our very, very popular things, and it's called cowboy candy.
Cowboy candy.
To give you a little background in it, we hand cut all of our own steaks. And so we hand cut our ribeyes, we hand cut our fillets, and our loins. And I like that part because all of our meats are fresh. We never use anything frozen. And so by having them hand cut, it's just a fresher cut than when you're cooking that. When we do the fillets, for example, we sell 10-ounce fillets and 6-ounce fillets. And it leaves kind of a slim skirted end. And there's not a lot you can do with that because it won't fit a steak size. But it's a wonderful piece of meat. It's filet mignon is what it is.
Absolutely.
And so we go ahead and cut it in those small pieces, and we marinate this in kind of a Worcestershire barbecue marinade at least 24 hours. We flash fry it, which just gives it a little bit of a cook, but not much. And then we marry that, I'd say, partner that with a chipotle aioli.
That's a home run.
I like it too.
That is a home run. I mean, you get that hint of that chipotle, that nice little Tex-Mex kind of flavor to it. You know, nice, creamy, smooth. You know, just very pleasant to the taste buds.
Right.
Very pleasant to the taste buds. Then you get to this cowboy candy. Like, dude, like what? So like you said, you know, you got the Worcester combined with the barbecue sauce, you know, so it gives you that nice little sweet flavor, but then it's flash fried in season, so then you got that flavor that's coming off, so you get a little bit of that umami. Oh man, I could eat this on its own, you know?
Well, that's what people will say. They say, you know, we come in and they say, I don't know that I want a steak appetizer before I have a steak. And they'll say, I'm so glad we went ahead and did that. And then I have some people, that's what they'll have. They'll have the cowboy candy for their main entree, you know, but it's really served us well. It's kind of a novelty that, you know, we are kind of on the map with, and I couldn't be happier with it because I feel like it's something that is a really, really nice dish.
Absolutely.
It really is.
It really is a nice dish. Like, so far, we're batting 2 for 2. We're 2 for 2 right now. If you watch baseball, you know 2 for 2 is a really good game. You know what I'm saying? So while I'm over here chewing on this delicious cowboy candy, tell me, how did an educator end up owning such a phenomenal restaurant?
Well, it's one of those things that we talk about, you know, life gives you different opportunities, and I got placed in a position to cook very young in my life, but I had good mentors. My mother was a great cook, my grandmother was a great cook, and everything was homemade.
I love to hear it. On a personal note, I love teachers, I love educators. You guys tend to spend more time with the children than our actual parents do. You spend 8 hours a day with our kids, and the impact that a good teacher can have on a young person's life is immeasurable. So the fact that you were doing that, and then we're able to turn that into this wonderful restaurant, for as far as I'm concerned, is worth more than the delicious food that I'm eating in front of me right now.
Well, I've just been blessed, and I say this all the time. Everybody who's come through this door has helped make this. Every employee that I've had has had a part in this, and I am one of those people. I will be the first to give credit where credit is due. I can't do things all on my own. I have a vision, and then people are gracious enough to follow along in that vision. But everybody's had a part, and my community is very, very caring. They're very supportive, you know, and those kind of things, you can't buy that kind of, you know, support. And I appreciate everybody that does things, and I let them know that quite often too.
Absolutely. So I'm going to move on from this, because if not, I'm just going to keep on eating, and there's going to be none left for Austin, and I'm going to feel bad because I just ate all. I'm sorry, bro. It's delicious. I'm going to move over to this bread pudding right now. I want to just show. Look at this. Look at that. What? That is amazing looking. I'm going to sink my teeth into this.
Perfect.
Tell me about this bread pudding. I know there's something special about it.
Well, we do all of our own breads in-house. We make our own rolls. We make everything from scratch. And so, you know, sometimes you have some rolls left over. We were just looking for another source in which to do that, and we kind of went into that as a useful dessert, and it's become very, very popular for us. We use local eggs. We use local cream. It's always made from scratch. Our caramel sauce, of course, is made from scratch.
I don't know if you saw my eyes shoot up that way. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Lord, I don't mean to use your name. Wow. Carol, can I live with you?
Sure.
Can I? I just want to stay here.
It's just down the road. It's not very far.
Look, I'll take one of like the side house, or I'll build myself out here in this beautiful property you have. I'll live right off the water, okay? Oh my goodness, yo, first off, I want to ask, so is this like some kind of a cinnamon caramel sauce?
It's a caramel sauce, which basically is, like butter and brown sugar, cream, a little bit of Cairo. But all the entities, there's nothing wrong with butter and sugar and cream. Oh, man. But
Carolyn, as the kids would say, this is stupid good.
That's great. I'm glad you like it.
This is dumb good right here. Like, oh my goodness, I'm getting all that caramel flavor. This is the perfect sweet dish to eat right after eating a delicious prime rib. So, I mean, everything is so beautiful. Like I noticed like a whole bunch of pictures and stuff like that. You got the blankets hanging up. What was the inspiration for all this? Where did this all come from?
Well, it's kind of one of those things, as I told you earlier, I lost my husband. He's been gone about 5 years, and he loved people. He loved feeding people. He didn't cook for himself, but he loved it whenever we did things. I do some black pot cooking, and he did a lot with metal. He was very, very good in welding and all those kind of things, and he made me a lot of customized stuff to work with. And so I think he would so enjoy this gathering of people. And so I've tried to put as much emphasis of him in here as I possibly can, because at the end of the day, and what I tell everybody, he gave me the Piguet name, and I love that name. These blankets are things that he gave me for holidays. My birthday is December 23rd, so I have a kind of a Christmas birthday.
Yes, ma'am.
But he would give me those blankets and such. My family's a big part of this. I have a daughter and a son. My daughter also runs cattle. She also ranches. My son does too.
Wow.
My daughter brings beef into the restaurant. She has about 100 head of Angus cattle.
So wait, time out. So not only do you have your own cows that are a part of the restaurant, that these delicious meals that we have right here, but your daughter as well?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow. Carolyn, this has all been amazing. I love your story.
Thank you.
The educator with a big heart, who turns out phenomenal food.
You're so sweet.
I mean, the prime rib, amazing. Cowboy candy, amazing. Bread pudding, a revelation. A revelation. You are somebody who loves very much. You love your business. You love your family. You love your community. And it all shows through everything that I've tasted here today. You have a beautiful establishment and a beautiful story. And I'm so glad to have met you.
Well, I appreciate your time. It means a great deal too. Thank you for coming and experiencing it. I can't thank you enough.
My pleasure. I mean, the food. I mean, come on. You don't have to thank me for eating this. Like seriously. So before I let you go, one final question. What is the future of Piguet's Primetime? What would you like America to know about Piguet's?
I would just, I want to continue to build upon this, what we've got started. I would like people, Piguet's to be a common, oh yeah, I know where that's at. That's a restaurant in Oklahoma, and just give exposure to what agriculture is and what those things of good quality food are, and, kind of help tell that story of what we hope for, in the future for things.
You are the perfect example of the heartland.
Yes.
You are Middle America.
Yes.
You are Midwest. And you have phenomenal food in a beautiful establishment on a beautiful piece of property. God bless you and good luck to you in everything you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Guys, I gotta tell you, this was a phenomenal episode of America's Best Restaurants we shot here today. Carol, a sweetheart who is really all about the community and all about the people that she loves, the restaurant that she loves, and teaching people, whether it be in the classroom or their culinary skills. But any way you slice it, if you wanna have a great meal, make sure you make your way on down here to Vinita, Oklahoma, and have a great meal here at Piguet's Primetime. Because I can guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. I'm Theo Williams for America's Best Restaurants. Oh, sweet tea, gotta love it. Hope to see you.